Mike, 28F, husband, 27M, is embarrassed by finishing too quickly. How can I help him? Hello. So, Mike, 28F, husband, 27M, finishes quickly each time we have sex. He's been this way since we started seeing each other 7 years ago. This actually doesn't bother me at all, because we have enough foreplay that I'm able to finish at least once, but usually 2-3 times, prior to penetration. I'm also fairly quick on the mark, and I have finished with him during penetration in the past. My concern is that he's very embarrassed by this and it kills his self-esteem. Is there anything I can do to reassure him that this is pretty normal? Are there things you've tried with some success to prolong penetrative sex? I love him so much. He absolutely knows this is not a deal-breaker for me and that it genuinely doesn't bother me because I'm getting off either way. Regardless, he still is very insecure about this and it's a big issue for him in his eyes. Help, lol. I would tell him you see it as a compliment. You're so hot that he finishes that quickly. For guys, sometimes the embarrassment of coming too quick is not even about whether you pleased your woman or not. Sometimes it's just disappointing that it didn't last that long for your own enjoyment. Even if he knows you got off a couple times already during foreplay, if he's looking forward to penetration and then it doesn't last long, he's probably a little disappointed in his abilities or whatever. I don't really have any advice for how to last longer, but I can imagine if it's like that every time, it could get annoying after 7 years. Is the sex the same every time or do y'all switch it up and keep it fresh, exciting and spontaneous? Does he work out? When I started working out, especially doing cardio, it immensely helped me last longer in bed. One thing that might help is for you to give him a BJ to completion at the beginning of foreplay. Then he can take care of your needs for a while waiting to get hard again. He can also buy desensitizing condoms which should help him last longer. Men who come fast are meant to come twice. He needs to orgasm anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours before longer penetrative sex. The duration depends on his recovery time to an erection after orgasm. The second orgasm will be harder to achieve and he will last longer during penetration. Also, the second one is usually more intense. It's called edge training. He needs to get aroused but not finish. In the beginning it's best for him to go solo. He needs to masturbate and stop right before he is gonna bust and then put it away for 15 minutes. Then do that again and again until his mind learns to back off the excitement levels. This will change your life. Within a short time he will be able to come at will essentially. Give it about a week and you will see major improvements. Told my wife, 24 female, that I, 25 male, wanted a divorce. How can I ensure I'm making the right decision? My wife and I have been together for 9 years and married for 2. Generally, I would say we've had a good relationship but have always had our issues and gotten past them. The other day she pulled it out of me. She was telling me everything she hated that I do and that I need to change. Then she threatened me with divorce and that I needed to leave the house. So I told her that I oftentimes don't even know who I am and I feel like I want to be by myself. I told her that I want to figure out who I am and to grow because I don't know who I am outside of our relationship. I'm starting to question if or when I started to feel unhappy. She is a slightly controlling individual as well, so maybe that got me here. She is now begging me to stay after all those times telling me I can just leave and that she won't care. She's telling me that she will stop everything and that she needed to hear this from me so that she could change. She is saying that she will be okay with me doing all of the things she hates if it means we can stay together and try to work things out. She says she is willing to try marriage counseling and other things. I keep asking, why now? Because for so many years it has been the same way. We have had many talks over the last couple days and even after everything she has said to me, I still feel like I want to be by myself. I still love her but I just don't know how much more I can benefit her or our relationship when I feel like this. I'm just lost and don't know how to proceed. I don't have anyone else to talk to about this and I'm going back and forth on whether I should go through with it or not. We live in an apartment as well, so it's hard to not be around each other most of the time. I don't want to put my feelings to the side despite what she has said, I just need advice. So my friends have read it. Why did it take me finally agreeing to be done for her to want to change or work on things? If I agree to work on our marriage, what are the chances of things actually changing? Too long did not read. My wife pulled out of me that I want a divorce, now she is finally wanting to fix and change things. Don't know if I should just go through with it. I will give this another try if you agree to couples counseling. Have you considered getting counseling on your own first to help you sort things out? Then, after getting counseling for yourself, if you decide that you want to try to work things out, get couples counseling together. Good luck. So she tells you she wants a divorce but she didn't actually think you would call her bluff. Divorce anyway. It's one thing to bring things to the table that are of concern and need to be discussed, it's another thing entirely to issue ultimatums and threaten divorce. Since you're feeling unsure, it may be worthwhile speaking to a counselor or therapist to get your bearings. An outside perspective may give you clarity as to whether you're open to reconciliation or whether it's time to end things. That said, I'm very much of the mind that when someone tries to weaponize the relationship, it's time for me to leave. She's not supposed to treat you this way, and there's a reason that she is. If I were you, I'd keep my eyes peeled, and if you see things that don't add up, keep it to yourself and make notes, because something isn't adding up based on what I just read. Update me. There's a word here that stands out: controlling. Her telling you need to make big changes or she would divorce you is her trying to control you. What she expected was for you to beg her to stay and promise to do everything she tells you. You completely unknowingly turned it around on her with the idea that maybe you should leave. While you may have the upper hand in your marital power struggle, if you simply stay, it will go back to the way it was. My recommendation is that one of you move out, but that you try marriage counseling. Divorce can take time, especially if one of you doesn't want it. Try the marriage counseling while deciding if you wish to stay in the marriage. I, 22F, am a loser and am thinking of breaking up with my BF, 24M. How can I solve this? Hello, I, 22F, have just gotten into a relationship with my BF, 24M. However, I am considering breaking up with him because of how much of a loser I am. Firstly, I just graduated and I don't have a job. I am job searching with no luck. Secondly, I live at home. Thirdly, I depend on him to take us out to dates and other things because I have driving anxiety and do not have a car anyways. However, I do try to pay for half of our dates. Fourth, I have weird, random moments of times where I feel overwhelmed and start to tear up in front of him. Sometimes, I am not even sad, which I feel is pretty uncomfortable for anyone to deal with someone like that. He ends up having to console me and I hate that I do it. I would like advice on how to solve this. I am unsure if I should sit down with him and bring up these points when I break up with him, or just rid him of me as fast as possible. He should be with someone who is on his level. Stop putting yourself down. You are 22, not 42. He obviously sees something in you, otherwise he would have broken up by now. Why would you hurt yourself and him because of some random bad feelings? If you feel this way continuously, you should go see a therapist, but don't take it out on others. That just makes it worse. First, being fresh out of school and job hunting during the holidays is going to be way beyond tough. Give it time. Second, living at home when you don't have a job to support yourself yet is the correct way to do things. Third, once you get a job and a car, you can work on the anxiety and do more driving. Until then, pay for gas, handle the GPS, and express gratitude for his chauffeuring. Fourth, everybody reacts differently when things get to be too much. Some people get hand tremors, some people clench their jaw. You tear up. No shame there. Just make sure your boyfriend knows you aren't crying because he did something wrong. You aren't a loser. You're a pretty normal 22-year-old. Give yourself some grace and be happy that you have support as you get your adult life started. Please get some professional help. It seems you are very hard on yourself. Girly, you're self-sabotaging. Let me ask you something. Do you think he doesn't see all your flaws and loses? He's not dumb, he sees it all. And he still chose you. He sees something in you that you don't. Instead of running away from him, try to better yourself for you and for him. You're young. Your brain isn't even fully developed yet. You still have a long way to go, and that's okay. Take every day a step at a time. You got this. Don't let your insecurities dictate your life, otherwise you'll never be happy. Trust that he as an individual knows what he wants. Don't make that choice for him. Just search for a job and stop hating on yourself. Without money you can neither have a car, your own home, or pay for dates. So it makes no sense to list this as negative aspects when they can't be achieved. Do your best to get a job and work on loving yourself at the same time. All the rest comes with a cash flow. Go get them and believe in yourself, smiley face. Your boyfriend is with you because you are worth his time, energy, and commitment. And 1. You graduated. Congrats. That's an achievement to be proud of. 2. You live at home, and that's not a bad thing. Take this time to enjoy your family because they won't be around forever. And with the current housing market, many older than you are moving home for a while. 3. I don't think he minds because he believes you are worth it. 4. He consoles you because he cares. That's what a significant other does. Be kind to yourself. 36M. My girlfriend 39F doesn't want children, I do. Where do I go from here? Been together for 2 years. I'm Indian and she is Lithuanian. Such a great soul. First thing she told me when we started seeing each other was that she didn't want to have children. I didn't think much of it, as I wasn't sure myself about having children. My thoughts about it has changed quite a bit. I feel heart-warmed when I play with my sister's children or my friends. I always loved children though, just wasn't sure if I wanted them myself. Now I feel pretty sure that I do. I brought this up once with her and there wasn't much of a discussion. Any advice? You break up. No one is wrong. There is no compromise when it comes to children. You will either regret it horribly if you don't, or you'll leave in a couple of years. Either way, the right thing to do is end it now. For both of you. It's on you. Don't force someone to become a mother if they don't want to. This would lead to a divorce at best. Playing with kids in no way reflects the reality of having children. If I were a man, I might have them. As a woman, no way. Too hard. So she was honest with you 2 years ago about children, has not changed her mind, and what are you asking? Sounds like you are no longer compatible. Have a grown-up discussion about what you want and then break up. She's 39F. Beyond the lifelong toll a kid has on two parents, there is an additional toll that only the woman has to go through. If she's already made the decision that she doesn't want kids, and it's something you really want, then you two are no longer compatible and it's time to call it quits. When I met my girlfriend, I didn't want kids and she did. Now, to stay with me, she has accepted that she will not have kids. So now you have a similar decisions. Would you rather me with your current GF, or would you rather have kids? Find someone that wants kids. I say this as someone over 40 with no kids and no desire for them.